What's up, everybody, and welcome to Pizza and Pixels. This is the inaugural episode, and if you didn't know, this is a podcast where myself, Josh, and JP, we order a pizza and then talk about video games until that pizza shows up. And
Exactamundo.
We're kind of working on the concept for this. So basically, the way we're going to do it is right now, the first couple minutes of the episode, we're going to order a pizza. We're going to figure out what we're getting. We're going to order it.
And we're talking about gaming.
And then, while we wait for it to show up, we're going to be talking about games, just anything in the gaming industry. This week specifically, we're going to be talking about our personal top 5 games of 2018. And I'm excited to talk about it. But first, we got to get to the pizza part of Pizza and Pixels.
This is very true. You can't have pizza without the deliberations, and we can't have the pixels without the pizza. So, we're going to get it done.
That's true.
So, are we doing Domino's?
I guess.
Oh, okay.
I mean, that works.
I think we're going to shoot for fucking Domino's right here, right now. We're going to do it. Domino's.
So do you want to order on my phone? Do you have the app on your phone, or what do you want to do?
I do not have the app. Unfortunately, I usually just order right off my laptop because, I don't know, ever since ours got remodeled, I don't know, they haven't been the same. I don't know. So I kind of just deleted the app. But I do have a profile on there, though. So, if that counts. So, Pizza and Pixels, though. It's just kind of cool how it all started out with the idea of just... Well, originally I was like, oh, hey, we should totally just, like, eat pizza. But, well, I mean, this microphone right here, it's... Oh, man, you guys would hear it all.
Yeah.
It would be like, yeah, it'd be some crazy stuff. So, we're not going to be eating the pizza on stream, but we will be talking about our pizza choices, our deliberations, and our favorite games and or whatever comes with it. I was thinking about my top 5 games, and I got the 4, and I was kind of blanking on 5, because I was thinking about horror games that came out, and honestly, there's been so many that I'm like... kind of iffy on the 5th one. Just a bit. So.
Yeah. I mean, I technically only came to my 5th one because... We'll explain it as we're about to get into the topic, but... I decided to put a remaster on my list, and that was the only way I could get to 5, personally.
Oh, don't you worry. I already had a remaster on my list. So, yeah, I'm blanking a bit on 5. Although I could probably look up real quick right now, and I could actually have my 5th option. Let's see. I'm sure there's going to be one that pops right out to me.
Yeah.
At least I'm hoping. It's either that or I'll probably just have 4. I don't know, though. It's been such a wild year that I kind of spent it catching up on games from other years, but at the same time, there was some good ones that came out, so I think I'm going to plug one in off of a random...
I mean, there was a lot of good games this year, but the only thing is like, I didn't play that many of them, I feel like.
See, there is a game that I'm going to put on my list because I know it's good. I played it, but I haven't actually played it on my own console. Oh my god.
So you just want to... Do you have cash on you, or how do you want to do it?
I have my card, so that's why I was kind of curious about that one. So... so you want to do it this time? I could just get next time, or should we just swing cash and I'll use my card?
I can just give you the cash, and you can use your card, I guess.
Oh, hell yeah. So, do they have the coupons on the app, I'm guessing?
I already used the...
Oh, you already have the
$5.99 one, yeah.
$5.99 one? Oh, cool. Alright.
So you just add on to whatever?
Oh, jeez. Holy crap, you got it done. Add another item to this coupon, if that even could happen. Let's see.
But, I mean, I don't know. There was some games that I was like, well, I played a lot of it, but was it really one of my favorite games of the year? And
yeah, I came to that conclusion a lot. Like, the games are great, but it's like, will it make the actual cut? That's the hard part. So, let's see. It's either that or...
Like, for instance, I mean, I guess this is kind of a spoiler because me saying it now is basically me saying the game's not on the list. But I played a lot of Assassin's Creed Odyssey last year, and I liked it, but at the same time, I couldn't help but feel like the game was just sending me on useless fetch quests all the time.
Yep.
And like
that struggle. You know, I've been debating with number 5 on my list for quite some time, and like I have a few ways of going about it. It could be like the cheesy number 5, or it could be like a decent number 5, or it's just a shot in the dark. It's been a lot of good games that came out in the past year, so it's gonna be fun, that's for sure.
But like, not to spoil any parts of the story or anything, but there is a specific quest line in Assassin's Creed Odyssey. There's one mission where you talk to like 4 or 5 different people because you're looking for one specific person, and they give you 5 different locations in the world for you to go check for this person.
Wow.
And no matter which order you do it in, the last place you look is always where like the end of that quest line is. And they're all in like different corners of the map basically. And the map is huge because the game takes place in ancient Greece. So there's just a bunch of like Greek islands around that you have to like sail around to on your pirate ship. And it takes so long to go around and get places. And that takes up a good like that quest line of you trying to find that one specific person takes up at least like 15% of the total like main story.
Alright, I'm gonna get some cheesy bread. It's been a long freaking day, but I'll get some cheesy bread. I might like try a piece of your pizza possibly. I was thinking about a pizza, but I wasn't sure how like crazy we were gonna get with the pizza. So I'm not super hungry at the moment, but cheesy bread's always a hit, so
yeah,
gotta definitely get that. And you know what? We're going to use the PlayStation card. Yeah, shows me actually show my card on the podcast. That would be something, wouldn't it?
It's like, all right, guys, here's the credit card number for the credit card we're using. Get some pizza of your own if you want.
Get some pizza of your own if you want. Just, you know, just send me the money, all right? Okay, so done with this coupon, I'm guessing. Dude, this app actually really evolved since the last time I gave a shit about it, but oh man, the request timed out. Okay then, all right, so yo, you're getting a cherry Coke as well. Hell yeah. Yo, that's what's up.
Yeah, when we were talking about soda last night on Discord, I was like, I could go for a soda.
A frosty beverage.
A frosty beverage, that's right.
Checking this out. Attempting to check out. I gotta say though, are you at number 5 or are you doing number 1 first for your top 5 games?
I'm gonna start at 5.
You start at 5. I think I might just 2018. Did Far Cry 5 come out in 2018?
Yeah, that was
okay,
February,
cool.
I think.
Okay, we're gonna go with the cheesy entry. We're just gonna do Far Cry 5 because it's a really good game. I cannot check out what the hell's up with this.
Let me see. Technical difficulties on our first
difficulties with our pizza
episode of Pizza and Pixels.
Of the Pixels as well. But yeah, Far Cry 5. Okay, so Far Cry 5 is interesting because I liked it, but I kind of like at the same time it felt like I played 3 games that were just like Far Cry 5. Really good game, but at the same time,
there you go.
It just seems like they were inspired by Grand Theft Auto 5, like the Grand Snore Desert, and they're like, yo, let's just make a whole map about this whole, like, wooded area, and, yeah, they kind of skimmed a bit, but, yeah, you know. Oh my god, can I seriously do this? Oh my god, I could. Alright, we're taking advantage of technology.
I think it has to be, like, the whole card in those corners.
Oh my god, let's see here, we're going for it. Oh, shit. Okay, it's in all 4 corners. Okay, we're gonna type the... Alrighty, that did not work. We're gonna type it instead. I'm gonna give you my number now. Yeah, Far Cry 5 was a pretty good game. The DLC absolutely bombed though, unfortunately, because they could have done a lot with it personally. But
isn't that? They just announced it recently, that Far Cry New Dawn or whatever.
Oh, God.
Is that DLC for Far Cry 5? What is that?
At the rate Ubisoft's going, with how trashy they're getting, I want to say it's a new game. And I'm sure it's going to be half-assed because it's just...
Because the thing to me is, a Far Cry just came out last year, so I don't know if it's a new full game or if it's supposed to be like a standalone expansion or what it is, but it sounds like it's basically just supposed to be like a Fallout clone. I guess they're trying to maybe capitalize on the fact that Fallout 76 is failing.
Fallout 76 was absolute garbage. I'm not even a Fallout fan, but just from hearing people talk about it, it just was trash.
Yeah.
Let's see here. Yeah, so that'd be my number 5, I'm pretty sure. Let's see, apply. All right.
Hopefully things will be less,
Place order below.
we'll have less technical difficulties
As it
on
happens.
future episodes, yeah.
It's a good idea for just bullshitting with pizza while talking gaming. I mean, it's perfect. See, like when I did my top 5, I actually went from 1 to 5, so I'm like blanking going to 4.
There's your cash.
Oh, hell yeah. Thank you, sir. Thank you, boy.
No problem.
The pizza deal has been made. All right. So an expert pizza maker from Hazleton, Pennsylvania is going to be making our pizza. Oh, man. I think they'll do pretty well. I mean, it's only a pizza.
All right, well, my number 5 is also a first-person shooter, and it is Call of Duty Black Ops 4.
Oh, damn.
Now, you could say whatever you want. Now, keep in mind, this is our personal favorites. It's not what we think is critically the best games of the year.
Yeah, if that was easy, I'd just be like, oh, yeah, number 1. Yeah, number 1, we'll just go with game of the year.
But, yeah, so it's our personal favorites. If you guys want to tell us your personal favorites, please do that down in the comments below. If you're watching the YouTube video, I don't know which or if any podcast services support comments, but if they do, leave your top
Definitely
5
leave it. That'd be cool.
in the comments there as well. But, yeah, so Black Ops 4. Now, I'm a Call of Duty fanboy, so...
It's very true, too. It's very true.
I
sure
bought
he'll explain.
every single Call of Duty since Call of Duty 4. Even the ones that I didn't like, the ones that I didn't want to buy, I still bought. Infinite Warfare, I bought, you know. So, Black Ops 4. Personally, a lot of people like it because of Blackout. Honestly, I'm not that big of a fan of Blackout. That might be controversial. Whatever. It's fun. I'm not a huge fan of the Battle Royale concept in general. Mostly just because I think it's personally too slow for my taste. I prefer more of the pace of just the normal multiplayer mode, which I've played a crap ton of. I have unlocked the Dark Matter camo, which if you guys don't know what that means. There's challenge progression to unlock weapon skins in multiplayer. And if you unlock every weapon skin for every weapon, you unlock Dark Matter camo. It's annoying, especially when you're like me and you're garbage at sniping. And yeah. But I played a ton of the multiplayer, and it's similar to Black Ops 3, but it's kind of just Black Ops 3 without the advanced movement, which to me is a huge improvement, personally. But, you know, the new health mechanics, how those work, those are pretty fun. They're interesting. It adds a little bit more strategy to the game. Zombies, though, which I'm sure you could agree with.
Oh my god, zombies is just, oh man, wow.
While I do still have some minor issues with zombies, I mean, it did launch in a kind of crappy place. The game was crashing a lot, specifically on the zombies mode. It's been very much improved upon since then. I haven't experienced any crashes, I think, since outside of like the
it's got
the first 2 weeks of the game just
very
about.
good compared to where it started. It was still good when it started, in my opinion, but there was a lot of disconnect between the community and the devs on many levels.
Yeah.
Not only zombies.
Now they're starting to, you know, talk to the community more, let us know what's coming, and that I appreciate. There was a lot of things that, if you would have asked me, like, last week, that I would have complained about, that there were certain things that weren't in the game yet. Like, there was new DLC weapons that were added to multiplayer and Blackout that were nowhere to be seen in zombies.
Yep.
Or,
so many plagues.
the Dark Matter camo that I grinded my ass off for in multiplayer can't be used in zombies, which...
And isn't the way they presented it that they're now doing dark matter, but you have to redo everything from another mode to get it in zombie?
Yeah,
the
now...
same exact thing.
Now in each mode, you have to redo the challenges to earn dark matter in that mode, which is annoying, but at the same time, I get it, but I don't know. I wish it would be like that multiplayer had gold, diamond, and dark matter. Then zombies would have its own versions of that camo, but they were different. So, like, maybe instead of gold, diamond, and dark matter, they could have done, like, a chrome camo, a ruby camo, and then...
They could have, like, switched up a bit or done something a little different.
Yeah, even if it was just, like, color swaps, I wouldn't even care really that much, but... at least the way they're saying it's going to be is it's going to be the same exact camos. You just have to re-unlock them, which will be annoying. But, I mean, I'm sure I'll do it because I'm a madman.
Yeah, I'm sure he's going to do it because he's out of his mind with a lot of the perfectionist, I guess, achievos, right?
Yep.
So, ironically, yeah, we're on number 4, right?
Yeah.
Because ironically, Black Ops 4 is my number 4. And so we actually had the same game. I just quickly typed my games in a notepad document just so I don't forget, because it's kind of easy to forget the bottom half sometimes. But yeah, Black Ops 4 is definitely my number 4. I'm a huge zombies fiend. Honestly, zombies is the only reason why I even give a shit about Call of Duty anymore. So yeah, it's definitely going somewhere. Zombies is great. Blackout mode, we tried it the other day.
And, we didn't fare too well.
I gotta admit though, we survived and we did pretty well, except when we ran into the final, I don't know, group or two or a few people. So yeah, for me, I'm a little critical on Blackout because I feel like obviously it's off kills, but not everybody's gonna find people, but they'll make it to the end. So it's kind of like you get merits for it, but I feel like they could probably do a little better to make it, I guess, more addicting to play.
Yeah.
For me, I just jump on zombies, and you know, that's where I just love playing COD is zombies. It just hits it, being a horror fan, and you know, seeing it all the way back in World of War in 2008, man, it's crazy knowing how 10 years later here we are, seeing all those characters in Blackout mode. I'm like, that is pretty cool. So yeah, that's my number 4.
All right, well, my number 4 is the remaster that I was talking about, and that's Spyro, the Reignited Trilogy. And while you could probably consider this cheating if you want to, because, it's 3 games, but it's one collection of games.
Imagine if you go, number 4, Spyro 3, number 3, Spyro 2, number 1, Spyro 1. That'd be so funny.
But I honestly probably would have put this at, like, number 3, but just because it's a remaster, and I'm sure some people will be critical of that.
It basically is a whole new game when you think about it. They had to build it from the ground up. I mean, it looks the same, but it's a whole nother engine.
Yeah.
So
I mean,
I'd count it as a separate.
I mean, yeah, technically it's not even a remaster. It is technically a remake if you go by technicality, but yeah, but I love the Spyro games so much. And I mean, granted, I haven't finished Spyro 3 yet, but the main reason is because I don't want to be able to say that I'm done with that game. Like, I just don't want to be done with it.
Yeah, oh my god, within a week, I have this thing with remastered trilogies like Crash and Spyro, where it took me about, I'd say, a week to platinum just about all, I'd say all 3, maybe a little more. So I flew right through Spyro, and it was just as amazing as I thought it would be.
Yeah. Well, I had the Crash Bandicoot the Insane Trilogy platinumed within like a week as well. So
yeah, it's just like an addiction, I guess. You play it and you're like, oh my god, this is like the same thing, but a brand new game. Like, what?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I love Spyro. It looks so awesome. There's so many just small quality of life improvements, like obviously the analog support, the new save system, auto saving, being able to move the camera with the right stick.
Fast travels.
Fast travels
is alone oh my god, it's a godsend. It really is.
And one of the things I love the most is just the game is animated like a Pixar movie, and it's just
essentially
so awesome. Like, just even when Spyro doesn't say anything, just in cutscenes where he'll like stretch out like a dog, or like wag his tail or whatever, like
they added so much,
lick his claws or whatever.
Yeah, you could tell they took advantage of the whole technological gap between the original and the remasters. And oh my god, I can't say enough good things about that remaster.
Yeah, I'm absolutely in love with that remaster. But just because it's a remake, I couldn't, in good faith, put it any higher. But my next 3 games are definitely my favorites of the year.
Oh,
so.
Don't you worry. We'll be seeing Spyro again.
So, JP, what's your number 3?
Okay, so my number 3 is a toss-up. It's 2 sports games, but they both evolved in a way that I really feel like these series have absolutely hit their peak on next gen, because I don't know how much more they could really add into these games. So my number 3 is a toss-up between WWE 2K19 and NASCAR Heat 3. They're basically the same game in different worlds, because they added the most stuff that they possibly could from the past, and they added a lot of the newer things too. But it feels like it balances so well that they're on that same plateau for gaming with me. So yeah, I'd probably have to put those there. The WWE games, I mean, they have had a rough past few years in certain instances, but 2K19 I think is probably the most well-rounded we may get. I feel like the next games are just going to be a carbon copy of that game.
There are definitely some improvements they could make that I'd love to see, but
they could definitely. I feel like
it's up in the
GM
air as to if 2K will actually do it. But
yeah, like honestly, the only thing I could remotely think of is, or 2 options, is the My Career mode, which I still have to fully officially stream and play through, but it's great. I feel like they can make the My Career mode like the older games where you had career mode. I think they could easily do that. I just think 2K is just lazy. But the other instance is,
I mean, to be fair, I don't know how much you've played of My Career, but it's definitely a huge improvement.
It's a huge improvement over the past few years. I honestly heard it's probably the best one so far. You think?
The best 2K one, definitely.
Yeah, I was gonna say. So, I think besides the whole career mode transition they could do, maybe they could add GM mode, because people really wanted this franchise mode.
Yeah.
Other than that, maybe they could just improve the online and make it how it used to be with THQ, but I don't really see them doing that. So.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, with NASCAR Heat 3, though, in the same instance, they added the most they possibly could. There is a little bit of room for improvement, but at the same time, it's essentially suffering the same fate that NASCAR had with EA back in the day, where it was just the same thing every year with different paint schemes. So that's why they're both at my number 3 personally.
Who makes the NASCAR Heat games?
Nowadays, I believe I think it's like DMI. I think they're in Charlotte. And the cool part about this game is, with the second one, they brought in people that used to work on it from EA. So those people came to the people who are in Charlotte, which is where NASCAR is mainly in, the Hall of Fame, all that stuff, Charlotte Motor Speedway. So that's NASCAR territory. So I think it really showed in their final product.
Yeah.
Got to play more of those games.
Yeah, I don't remember the last NASCAR game I played. I think I tried to play one of them at your house. Games, and that didn't go very well.
Yeah, wasn't it you and Anthony playing? And
I think so. I think that was Heat 2, though, I want to say.
Yeah, it was Heat 2, and they basically had Wreckfest. It was like Wreckfest
pretty much,
before Wreckfest ever became a thing. It was still an indie project at the time. So, some good times. Yeah, they definitely made improvements.
But, transitioning into my number 3, also a racing game. And the only Xbox game, or Xbox exclusive game, I guess, technically, on my list, is Forza Horizon 4.
There you go.
Now,
I like how we got this common theme happening as we go up the ladder. It's cool.
Yep. But now I don't play it on my Xbox. I play it on the computer. But which, by the way, shout out to Xbox Play Anywhere, because without that, I wouldn't be able to even play this game.
The real MVP.
But Forza Horizon 4 just took what was already a near perfect racing game with Forza Horizon 3 and perfected it in such a way that I
Apparently,
can't even.
apparently our pizza currently is apparently out of the oven. That could be a sham. I don't know. We'll have to see if it really comes on time. 'Cause Domino's does that,
Yeah.
but it's being checked.
But yeah, so Forza Horizon 4, the car selection is insane. That's something that Forza is pretty much known for at this point. I think by default there's like something like 500 unique cars in the game.
500 cars.
Yeah.
Holy fuck. That's
And they
a
add
lot of cars. Oh my
they're
God.
adding new ones with if you have the car pass, you get 2 new ones every week for I don't even know how many weeks.
Oh my God.
And then I think the first expansion came out which had like 5 or 6 new cars in it.
Dude,
But
oh my God, that's insane.
there's so many cars, there's so many race events between like road races, circuit races, street races, dirt races, off-road races.
Pony races.
I don't even know what other kind of races there are, but there's the showcases where you go up against there was ones where you race against dirt bikes, you race against helicopters. There's just a ton of insane things in that game, and I just can't get enough of it. I've played so much of it. Other than my game that sits at number 1, I think this is the game that I've invested the most time in this year. And I don't even remember. I had just prestiged in the game, which when you get to level 250, the game automatically prestiges for you. And then you go back and
Level 250.
yeah.
Oh my God! Wow, you're a fiend. Nice.
I think I'm
Damn.
prestige 1 level like 30 something in that game.
Do you just get it from racing and doing crazy stuff, or
Just almost anything earns you XP in that game. Just buying cars earns you XP, winning races, doing stunts, just drifting around, like just pretty much almost anything earns you XP in that game.
doing whatever the hell you want?
Pretty much, yeah.
Damn right.
But I love Forza Horizon 4, and I don't know. I'm excited to see what the next expansion is. But yeah,
Dude,
I
oh my God.
love that game so much. It's definitely one of my favorite racing games since.
Forza always goes all out. Like, oh
Well, I mean, Forza Horizon 3, sure, but I'd say probably since like Need for Speed Underground 2,
Yep.
something like that.
I had a feeling that was probably gonna come up because I'm not like the biggest fan, fully addicted to like those series, but from Forza Horizon, like Derek loves playing that, so I see a lot of it. And Need for Speed Underground 2. I don't think we really need to say much more about that game. It's a classic, and that's one of the games that people are definitely shouting for a remaster.
Yeah.
And I think if that remaster happens, I may pick that up.
Yeah, well, we'll see if EA can ever get their head out of their ass long enough to listen to their fans. But
Well, with the way Battlefield turned out, I don't see
Doesn't
that
look-
happening
doesn't look
anytime
likely.
soon.
I mean, not to
Oh.
get off topic, but they just canceled another Star Wars game,
Yeah,
like last
wasn't-
night or the day before, or
yeah.
2 days ago or something like that.
I saw Sean talking about that. Wasn't it supposed to be like a giant MMO game for Star Wars or something like
It
that?
was, if the article I read was correct, it was supposed to be the one that studio was working on like last year that got shut down, Visceral Studios or whatever.
I might actually contemplate paying.
I think it was supposed to be some sort of open world RPG in the Star Wars
Star
universe or something
Wars.
like that. But yeah, now the game's canceled. So
Good job, EA. I think that Golden Turd Award is finding its place again for like the 8th year in a row or something, right?
I honestly have no idea.
I lost
haven't.
track of how many times they won that award, but yeah.
All right, JP, what's your number 2?
Okay, so Deja Vu, it's Spyro, but there's a very good reason why it is this high up on my list personally. So I was addicted to Spyro when it was a demo on the original Crash Bandicoot Warped disc, and me and Byers randomly found it because we were just looking through the booklet and there was that code at the bottom. And we're like, whoa, this looks pretty cool. So we typed it in and started playing it, and from there I was absolutely hooked. So that was 98, so I was 7 years old.
I wasn't born yet.
And he wasn't born yet, so this is the part of the podcast where I feel pretty old, but I still look damn good, so it's okay. So here I am now, 27 when it came out, and I'm like, oh my god, I felt like I was a kid again. And within a week, I absolutely flew through it, and I have no regrets whatsoever. And I feel like we'll probably end up playing that eventually for Redux or something, but
Oh, I'm sure we will.
I feel like it. And I think when we do, I'm going to have to wear my Spyro onesie, because I think that would just be the right
That'd be
thing
awesome.
to do. That would be the right thing to do. So shout out to anybody who really, really loves Spyro. That is probably your number one or number two, however it is. And yeah, we already talked about it pretty heavily, but they really capitalize on the modern technology.
Yep.
They honestly made that game look so realistic that I kind of lost track of what was reality while I was playing it. It's really cool. And the cartoon cutscenes and crazy things they added in are really cool, and even their own touches with the they even added their own artwork to the original levels. They just made it look 10 times better than it originally was.
Yeah. One thing I appreciate is, I mean, the aesthetic worked for Crash. Like with Crash, they made him look super fuzzy and like kind of not realistic. Like obviously he didn't look like the real Bandicoot, but like he was super fuzzy and everything.
I'm kind of glad they didn't go with that.
I'm really glad they kind of just stuck with like the animated movie,
the animated movie
art
like
style,
fuzzy art style. Yeah, so that really made it pop, and it really sold the product. I mean, at this point, I'm pretty sure Crash and Spyro are like the best-selling games of the past. God, I don't even know. They broke so many sales records. I lost track. They have a lot of accolades.
Yeah. I loved both of those games. Holy crap. But
Activision is definitely rolling in fucking dough right now. There's no doubts after that.
Yep.
So what's your number two?
My number two is, now some people might give me flack for this, but
I'm prepared to hear this number two.
my number two is God of War. Now a lot of people would probably give me flack for not putting this at number one.
Well, I'm sure there's a damn good reason why it's not number one, and I think I know exactly why. I think we chose the same game as number one.
I'm sure we did. But God of War, oh my god, what an incredible game. To have done how many God of War games before that? I think 3 mainline and 3 like prequels. But to do 6 games with Kratos as a one-note character, the only emotion he had was anger.
Mm-hmm.
Not many people cared about him. And to turn it into this touching story of him like learning how to become a good father and learning, you know, how to raise this child, and
it was a really different storyline. It was really, really different. And when it got revealed, as I'm watching this reveal, I honestly did not even think that it was going to be a God of War. It looked like something you would see from like The Last of Us or something from the environments. And then you see Kratos, and I'm like, by God, is that Kratos?
That game was just so incredible. Like,
I heard it was
the
insane.
environments were just graphically beautiful.
How long was that game in development for?
I think like 4 or 5 years.
Holy shit. Damn, it really, really shows.
Yeah.
No doubts on that.
But honestly, like, just one of the most satisfying feelings in any game that I've ever played is playing God of War and throwing the axe and then calling the axe back to you. And like, they made the controller vibrate in very specific ways. When you like call the axe back, it'll slowly start to ramp up in vibration, and then when it hits Kratos' hand, it just does like one quick like big vibration.
So it's
yeah,
like you're catching
super
this axe
interactive.
in your
like
hand.
it's insane.
That's so cool.
But just the combat in that game is so incredible. Just everything about the game is absolutely incredible. Like, if you haven't played it, you need to. And the fact that I'm saying all these amazing things and it's only my number two really just shows how passionate I am about my number one. And I think we both have the same number one.
I think we know what our number one is, and we're going to say it on the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. Spider-Man.
Oh my god.
Well,
dude.
here's
I love
something insane.
Spider-Man.
So, I'm not the guy that really even bats an eye to these games at all. Like, Spider-Man's always cool and stuff like that, but my friend and I game share, and this game looked really damn good from what I saw. And when I got my hands on it, I honestly could not stop playing it. And to tell you the truth, even if I gave the game like a 250 out of 10, it still wouldn't do it justice, because it's literally fucking perfect. It's insane. Insanely perfect. I just... Ooh. Just the thought makes you want to play that game.
Yeah.
And just swing around Manhattan. And I'm always in Manhattan doing art shows and all that good stuff. So here I am going through the island, and I just see these key notable spots that I'm used to seeing in reality. And I even found my uncle's townhouse apartment complex.
That's awesome, dude.
It's an office building in the game, obviously for copyrights, but the water tower by their house is still there.
Yeah.
And I sent them a photo, and they're like, "Oh my god,
Yeah.
that looks like real life." I'm like, "I know."
The attention to detail, even in just like creating the island and like the geographic layout of the city,
Like,
is just done to almost near perfection.
honestly, it's just, if you never have seen or been to New York, you could honestly know where you're going by playing this game. I mean, sure, the storefronts and like the random stuff names will change, but the actual layout of the island, it's the exact layout. It's like they went on Google Earth and just pulled the schematics for the island.
Yeah.
And it's literally 8
I'm sure
miles.
they went to New York and took like tons and tons of reference photos. But
So this island is 8 miles, and it's 8 miles in the game.
yeah,
It's
pretty
insane.
much the only difference is like some of the Marvel-based like
the
Easter egg
Avengers-
locations, like the Avengers Tower,
The Avengers Tower, that's
the Sanctum Sanctorum, the Wakandan Embassy, stuff like that.
Uncle Ben's grave.
Yeah, I guess you wouldn't find that actually in New York, but
You know somebody out there, someone, even if they live on that island and know it's not real, probably went to that graveyard to find that grave. And it's kind of funny thinking about it, but it just shows how realistic the game is. Like, you could literally get a feel for that entire island by playing a video game.
yeah,
It's
but
insane.
for Spider-Man, for me, I mean, I'm kind of the opposite of the spectrum from you. Spider-Man is by far my favorite superhero of all time. I'm super ingrained in the whole like superhero universe. I don't read all of the comics. I do read some of the comics. I've seen all of the Marvel movies. So when this game got announced, I was hyped, to say the least.
Yeah, like it.
And just leading up to release, I was like, the only game I want to play right now is Spider-Man. Like,
Yeah.
even a year out, like, they didn't even really announce the release date until, like, I think 6 months before or so.
Yeah,
But
didn't it get delayed?
no, because
Oh,
they
wait, maybe I'm
never
thinking of the
announced
game.
the release date until they were, like, ready.
Oh, okay.
I don't think they announced the release date until, like, E3, maybe?
It's kind of cool, though. I wish more gaming companies would do that, because it seems like there's more companies now that delay their games and actually just say, listen, we're just not going to announce a release date at this point, but we have a target window.
But
Yeah, it was insane.
I mean, I was telling you and Bree about this the other day, but the game looks so incredible that I have become addicted to not only the game itself,
Get ready for it.
but the photo mode in the game. And
it is unbelievable.
it is an unhealthy addiction. Like, I should probably sign up for the show. What is it? My Strange Addictions.
He should really
For Spider-Man
do My
screenshots.
Strange Addiction.
I have-
It's insane.
Guys, I have over 2,000 Spider-Man screenshots.
And he made us guess.
Yeah,
He made
guess how
he
many I
made us
had.
guess. And after it hit, after like around 2000, I just started naming years that were like my favorite years, and he was like, less, more. And I'm just like, wow, this addiction is real.
And I just take so many screenshots because the game looks so beautiful.
This guy's
It's
screenshots are insane. Like, they look like marketing campaign
Yeah, dude.
screenshots. Well, you'll see it on his Instagram. You should definitely follow him at HexxedPhenom.
Yeah. Both of our social medias and stuff will be linked down in the description below and in the podcast descriptions as well on podcast services. But
Damn right.
Spider-Man just looks so incredible. The swinging is by far just one of the most satisfying feeling things in gaming. Like, again, how I was talking about, throwing the axe and calling it back in God of War.
Well,
Swinging in this game is on a very similar level of just
how it feels when you do it. And the best part is you could even do crazy stylish tricks as you sling up in the air.
Yeah.
You can do cannonballs, and it is insane. Like, I don't know how in God's name they're going to top that for the sequel. The sequel is going to be incredible, but I just, wow. And the DLC, oh man, I just, it keeps on getting better and better.
Yeah.
I just can't. It's another game that I just can't say enough good things about.
But,
really one of those classics.
I mean, one of the best ways to... I mean, this is obviously all before I'd even played the game. I had the game pre-ordered digitally for like the special edition of the game pre-ordered digitally for, I don't know, maybe like a year before the game came out.
Holy crap.
Then they announced
dedication right
then
there.
they announced the special edition PS4 Pro bundle, and I'm like, I want that. I want the red PS4 with the white spider on it. So what did I do? I bought it. And it came with a copy of the game. And I still have the physical copy of the game, even though I have the digital deluxe version on my console. And that, I love the game so much. I can't say enough good things about it.
And at this point, this is when I bring in the camera crew for My Strange Addiction. No, I'm just kidding.
It's like Josh, this is actually not Pizza and Pixels. This is your intervention. It's like, damn it, get me out of here.
You gotta admit, if I did that, you would be like, damn, that's fucking good. Oh my god. Yeah, seriously though, oh my god. I was staring at some of these screenshots the other night for like at least like 15 minutes, and I was just like, wow. Some of these photos, like, you'll see them post them, but they are just, honestly, they're better than the promotional photos for the video game that came out, because he screws around with lighting and effects.
Yeah.
And being an artist, I could just be like, oh my god, it's so aesthetic.
Like, the sad thing is like, I spend more time just setting up like photos than I probably spend like actually like doing like actual missions and like side activities in the game. Like, I'll just be standing there on a rooftop and be like, okay, what's the coolest pose I can do right here? And then I'll be like, okay, I got the pose. Now I'm in photo mode. Now I got to rotate the camera the right way, tilt it the right way, get the exposure just right, throw a filter on there.
And I thought it was funny because during the extra live stream, you were taking screenshots completely on the fly.
Oh yeah, while we were streaming,
this kid was literally like full on doing a photo shoot during a mission in real time.
Yeah,
it was like, all I saw was like the click, and I'm like, oh my god.
Yeah, because one of the things they added was so that you could set it up so that just pressing left on the D-pad was a shortcut to open up photo mode. And you can open up photo mode in cutscenes. So just during cool parts of a cutscene, I just click left on the D-pad, and then like just quick mess with the exposure, screenshot, then change filter, screenshot, change filter, screenshot, like, and then close it out within like 10 seconds and have like 5 screenshots out of it.
This guy is a machine.
I'm a well-oiled machine when it comes to Spider-Man screenshots.
Eat, sleep, screenshot, repeat.
Pretty much.
I think you should just make your own custom shirt and on the back have the white spider. I think that'd be hilarious.
That'd be awesome.
And I feel like that could be a customized shirt deal. That'd be cool. He's the real deal.
Maybe I could put it on my merch shop. Although I don't know if, I wouldn't be able to do that with that logo, I guess. But
you can get a generic kind of logo, maybe. I don't know. You have to probably design your own, make it slightly different. But
yeah, probably.
It's possible. Anything's possible nowadays with the internet.
True.
So what's the status of our pizza? Imagine if I went full on soap. What's the status?
What's the status of a pizza?
What is status?
Well, it says our driver left 12 minutes ago, so it should be here within the next couple minutes, hopefully.
Yo, you want to hear a really crazy story? Actually, we could all have story time. So I sent a Domino's driver back to their store, and I full on ignored him because me and Bree ordered a pizza at like 11:30 at night.
Oh, I think you were telling me about
that. And it
this.
said that it was on the way, and this guy, no shit, did not show up until probably like, God, let's see, 11:30. He probably didn't show up until closer to 1 o'clock, and I just screened the call. And we were paying with cash, so that guy went back to the store, but he can totally take it because that was ridiculous.
Yeah.
So hopefully our pizza gets here on time. Can you imagine that? An hour later. All right, guys, so we're still recording. We ran out of some ideas for this session, so we're just winging our current gaming topics.
Yeah, but honestly, I can't say enough good things about Spider-Man.
Yo, for real
There's
now.
a phone call. I think it might be our pizza guy.
I think it's the pizza man.
Hello? All right, I'll be right out. All righty, guys, the pizza's here.
The pizza is here.
There it is, guys. The pizza is here.
Looks so good. It smells amazing.
It's a medium pan pizza with pepperoni and bacon.
This was the choice for the pizza this time around.
It's one of my go-tos, but I'm sure we'll be trying out a bunch of different stuff as we go through this series.
I always had the dream of mastering takeout pizza, and my friends joked with me over the years saying that I could be like the Adam Richman, who's the man versus food guy.
Yeah.
I could be the Adam Richman of takeout pizza. So with this series, we can make this dream happen.
Exactly.
One pizza at a time.
But, guys, we're hungry.
And this pizza smells amazing.
Yes, it does. We hope you're hungry, too. But, guys, this has been the first ever episode of Pizza and Pixels.
Oh, yeah!
Thank you so much for tuning in. And until next time, another one bites the crust.
That was beautiful.